Hi guys, I'm Ryan Houston and welcome to my fly tying channel. The channel contains hundreds of different videos catering from beginners right through to the more advanced tyers and covering flies and patterns from all around the world. If you like what you see, stick around until the end of the video where generally you'll find the pattern description, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. Let's get on with the show. Hi guys, so we're going to tie another steelhead fly tonight. And this one is a fly that was invented by a guy called Brian Silvey, and it's called the Silveynator, or the black Silveynator. So we have a tube mount here in our vise, and what we need to do with this is get a section of clear tubing. I'm going to take a clear outer tubing. Now, Brian tied this on a sort of a small tubing and drilled the hole in his bead bigger, but I'm going to go with the sort of Scandi style tubing, so I'm going to go with an inner and an outer. So I'm going to go with about 30 mil or so of outer, and what I'm doing is I'm using a blade and I'm cutting it at an angle. So that is this bit, so I'll just set it there to keep it out of the way for now. And then I'm going to use my inner tubing. So you could use clear, use black, whatever you have to hand. I'm going to use black. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to flame that and blow on it, and that'll create this sort of flange on the end of it. So now I'll slide that up my tube from the rear end. And slide the outer tubing down until it comes to the end. Push that onto my vise and then slide my tubing back over it. And what that does is it just creates a blade to stop the thing sliding forward. And then I cut that off. That is my mount ready to go. So I'm going to use a black thread for this, but use black or use something that is the same color as the bead you're going to use. So what I'll do is I slide my thread in between the two and then wrap over. And that just tightens the outer tubing down onto the inner. It's not going to slip. So for this fly, it's quite simple. Is that it's using rabbit strip, and this is a strip about 2 inches long here, black rabbit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a super glue gel, you can see. I'm just going to put a little dab of that just on top. Set my rabbit skin side down on that and bind that down to it. So next I'm going to put in a little bit of gold flash. So for that I'm going to use like a gold light bright. I'm going to set that in across the top of the fly. You can see I've tied it further forward than it needs to be here. Fold that back. And bind back onto it. So next what we want to do is put in a little bit of black ostrich just for legs. So if we take a bunch of ostrich and set that on it's probably going to come back as far as the skin of the rabbit does. So I'm just going to allow that to sort of splay around my tube shank. And if there's areas that are missed or a little bit sparse, just take a few more fibres and tie them in that area. Just hold it against the shank with your thumb and tie it down. And then trim off these waste ends. So next, what I want to use is a black schlappen. So I'm actually going to use one of these ones with a natural black sheen on it. I like them. I'm going to tie it in by the tip, so I'm going to double it. So I have videos in my techniques section describing how you double hackles. So if you want to practice, you can go and have a look at that. So I double the hackle back, then I nip out the tip. Fold out a few fibres right from the tip, and that gives me a little bit of stalk, which I will wrap over. Hold my bobbin under tension, allows me to slide that back even with only the one turn on it. And then wrap on a collar with the black schlappen. See, I'm just stroking those fibres as I go. So now I come up through my hackle. I'm just turning it over. Allows the thread to come through the fibres without tying down any fibres. Then fold the stalk back, and a few turns over that to hold it in place. Trim off the stalk of the schlappen. And then what I want to do is I'm going to take a little bit of like a peacock eye stub. Dub sort of like a ball or a collar of that. And then a couple of whips or half finishes in front of it. And then it's time to finish the fly. So what we're going to finish this fly off with is one of these, which is this is a 6mm brass bead. This one's actually from Spirit River. They have quite a good recess in them. So what will happen is that can get pushed well back onto our dubbing there, our dubbing ball. That fills up the bead. But what I do with them is I will create a bleb of super glue gel, and then push my bead well back onto that. To finish the fly, then what I do is I just take a blade, push it through to the needle that is holding our tube, and then spin the vise around, and that will cut that off, leaving me a couple of mil, which is going to be what I use to flame. And then I just spin the vise while holding the fly. That stops me destroying the fly to try and pull it off. Hold the fly vertically, hold my flame horizontally and just touch it down. I just blow it to cool it down, and then I force the needle up the opposite way, just that makes sure that there's the hole is patent. And that is our black Silveynator. So in that we've used the Scandi style tubing, this actually can function as a hook holder or junction tubing. But if you want, what you can do is you can cut that back and put on a bit of silicone tubing or whatever suits yourself to get you that length to where you want your hook to sit. So a fairly simple fly, but obviously very effective. So hopefully you liked the video. So if you did, give us a like, subscribe, tell your friends, check out all the other videos on the channel. And until next time, tight lines, and thanks for watching.